Hi, lovers. I am back after taking a long break. I am feeling really tired and fatigued lately, and I believe it's because I'm going through an initiation portal, and my body, my vortex, my aura, my cells, my DNA is being activated with more God codes, with more light codes, and so my physical body, my vessel is wanting to restore and relax because I am receiving these upgrades and codes, bringing more of my higher self into this 4D, 5D reality, even 3D. So I'm giving myself permission to be in this restorative energy, and I just thought that I'm going to reintroduce myself, reintroduce my business, what I'm doing, what I'm about. I apologize in advance for the car noises out front. It can get loud, but that's life. Life can be loud. So I just want to kind of just tell you what Back to Your Nature is, what it's about, and why I even started this channel in the first place. I have been going about this YouTube journey since 2016. I was in a really unhealthy relationship, but those relationships are always the one to progress us towards our higher selves, right? So I'm super grateful. So I was living in Texas, and I was in a relationship that was not expansive. My soul was very depressed. It manifested in my body. I was CrossFitting at the time, and I injured my lower back, and I was in this relationship, and I, long story short, ended up with crippling anxiety, crippling depression. It was so bad, I quit my job. I was doing hair at the time. I couldn't look people in the eyes. I was just crippled mentally, spiritually, and physically. And it just got to the point where I was like, God, I want to die. Either help me find change and expansion and just some way out of this, whatever that looks like for you, or like kill me. Like, get me out of here. And so I wasn't working at the time, and so I was going on walks every day like a crazy person in the Texas heat, for hours at a time, just sweating and walking and walking and walking and walking, and listening to, what's his name? Peace, Infinite Waters, diving deep once again. I was listening to Infinite Waters, and anyways, I just had this download as I was walking of leave this relationship and leave Texas, like go home. And it was just a knowing. Like, can you think of a time where you just knew something? Like, you just knew. There was no doubts. Your ego wasn't trying to be like, well, it doesn't make sense. It's not adding up. You just know. It was one of those times. So I end up going home, and I was really sad because I had a lot of anxious attachment style in relationships, and so it really triggered that. But I went back home to Utah, and then I was on this journey of self-introspection. Like, who am I now? Who am I without this person? Who am I without this environment, without this person, without this certain way of life? And so going deep within, I was like, I am a people pleaser. I say yes to things that I don't really want to do, but I do it because I am scared of the reaction and letting someone down if I don't live up to their expectations. So I was like, I say yes to a lot of things that I don't want to. What other ways am I going against myself? And so being aware of that, being aware is half the battle. So I was like, okay, if I'm not wanting to do it, I'm going to start saying no. And so I started to say no and really be conscious of, what do I really feel, and do I actually want to do this? That was a huge, huge game changer in my life. After that, ironically, the thing that hurt my back in the physical world of deadlifting and CrossFit, I started going into the gym and just lifting more consciously and mindfully and slowly, because CrossFit really brought out my ego of, oh, I want to beat this person, I want to beat my past record, I want to, it's a lot of competition. And so for me to surrender the competition and doing it because deadlifting is healthy for me, really changing my intention of, I'm doing it because it can actually help the back. If you go slow, if you're mindful, if you're intentional, you can change this like potential poison into a medicine. So I started deadlifting again, lifting weights again. That really helped my back. Doing deep breathing. I am on my floor bed right now, so like sleeping on the floor is something that really aligned my back. And not only that, but it's helped me to feel more grounded, release anxiety, create more flexibility in my body. It's given me more energy because there's more blood flow in the body, because my muscles are more relaxed and my skeletal system is holding me up instead of my muscles. So we think that cushions is comfort, but actually it's the hard surfaces that make us light. It's a huge paradox, and I'll get into that in a whole other video. I have made videos about why I sleep on the floor and the depth of it. But since my back injury, it really forced me to study and go deep within of our ancestors, how they walked, how they ate, how they moved. And is it actually healthy for humanity to be going against these ways of how our ancestors were living? They were living a lot longer, right? They seemed a lot happier and brighter, and I realized these things. So it's funny how when you hit a rock bottom, it really forces your expansion to think differently, to ask deeper questions, and to become more self-aware. So I started working out again, lifting more intentionally, hanging out with people that actually resonated with my soul, really questioned my people-pleasing tendencies. And then that got me deeper of, why am I a people pleaser? And really realizing, oh, it's because I had to walk on eggshells with my mom. I had to walk on eggshells in my upbringing. My needs didn't matter. It was about the needs of my parent, because if my parent was going off the rocker, then that's what I had to worry about. So it really brought my consciousness and my attention not onto myself. I neglected myself when I was really little, because I realized, oh, it's not about me. It's about my parents and how they're going to behave and how they're feeling that day. So I started to realize, oh, I'm anxious attachment because I put my security onto other people and how they're feeling. And how scary is that? How absolutely crippling and disempowering is that, to put my security onto someone else? So I started realizing, oh my gosh, there's a wounded little child who's learned and been programmed as a protective mechanism to put her energy on someone else to make sure they're feeling good. Thus, I was neglected. So started being aware of that. How that resulted in relationships has been interesting. I've been in so many my soul chose the journey to go in so many relationships so I could see more of myself. I have really, without any cage around my heart, jumped into these relationships that I was so drawn to, and they have been my biggest teachers. And in fact, my last relationship, who I believe to be my twin flame, it has that intense feeling. That my last relationship woke me up to all of my unhealed wounds, because I've been licking my wounds and realizing my wounds and been on this conscious journey since I was in my early 20s. I'm now 31. And I thought I had done so much cleaning, but after we broke up, it broke open just all the stuff in the depths of my subconscious of what I haven't cleaned up. And so since that breakup, it's been like almost 2 years. Yeah. I've been working with my coach, investing in myself, my growth, so I can get all the shadows alchemized, transmuted, so I'm no longer the victim. So I'm rewriting my story, so I'm not in these patterns and these ruts that are keeping me stuck in a victim consciousness, and just alchemizing. And since I've been on because I've always been on this journey of expansion, but it's like now like double the speed, like on cocaine, like it's extra intense. And so I have been rewiring and reprogramming my subconscious mind, because I truly believe that we are in a simulation in this school of life, and we are computers. We are a computer that goes through programs with schools, with religions, with our parents' stuff. It's being programmed into our computer. We have these programs distilled, and then until we question it and the energy is observed, then we can alchemize it, remove the program, and insert it with a higher program, so we can be the most badass conscious computer that is one with God, that is co-creating with God, that is expansive like God, and remove all limiting beliefs, so we can literally live any life we desire. That is our birthright. That is what the human is designed to do. And so when we believe, oh, I want to take my computer and go get these limiting programs removed and do the inner work. I will talk about inner work all the time, because that's what this channel is about. Inner work is basically the process of removing what you are not, so we can get to the core of what you are, which is a spiritual being having a human experience. So I have created if you guys have any questions more about my story, I think I'm just gonna go into what I'm doing now, and the shifts that I have made. So I have gotten more clear in what I offer to my followers. So I now have a package called the Trauma Transformation, or the Subconscious Rewiring. It is on my website. I will post the website in the link. And that is for people who are willing and courageous enough to go into their hard drive and remove the programs that are no longer serving their hard drive, so they can, as a computer, experience more expansive hardware. Or is it hardware? Hard drives. Hard something. And so we have different options for that package. I will always recommend the 6-week package, because it's a really intense program, but it is absolutely necessary to get what you want, what you desire, your dreams, your dream relationship, your dream job, to not play the victim anymore, to not be so addicted to drama, to not be so addicted to playing the victim, to not be so addicted to the problematic life. That is not a life. That is not living. That is literally staying stuck in a mucky puddle, and that is not life. We can live a life that is so beyond that, to where every day is magical. Every day you expect miracles. Every day you are manifesting and swimming in abundance. That's what happens when we start to clear out the gunk in our hard drive, in our subconscious, and remove all the gunk, so our waters are clean and clear, and we receive guidance from this great spirit, and co-create with the great spirit, and as within as without. So as we start cleaning up the inside of our world, we start to see beauty and abundance in our external world. So I highly recommend that package, and you typically cannot work with me into the next initiation with coaching until you have done the trauma release. Until you have started to clear out your waters, then it's difficult to coach these next level concepts in my coaching packages. So that is what I'm offering now. I am also in the process of creating courses so people can go through these initiations and courses to upgrade their system, upgrade their computer in these initiations, in these containers of workshops and these levels to get to the next step and the next step and the next step and the next step. Because I'm telling you that because I've been on this journey for, I would say, all of my life, and I am now at this certain level, I am now able to hold space and containers and teachings to help people get to where I'm at now. And it would be going against God, it would be going against myself to not be teaching these concepts, because I have seen myself go from anxious attachment, playing the victim, addicted to the old story, attracting these low vibrational relationships, only to enhance me, only to grow me, only to realize that I am my biggest asset. My time, my energy is so valuable, and to start creating a life to keep upgrading and upgrading and upgrading and seeing more and more abundance and manifestations and my dreams coming true. Of course, I'm going to share that with you guys. And of course, I want to bring you guys with me. I am looking for my soul tribe. I am looking for my soul family who is just as intense and courageous in this journey of becoming our best, most free and highest selves, to where we don't need to, speak our boundaries of that is not that, that is a boundary. I'm holding this boundary. It's like we can get to this place where we don't even need our words. Our vibration is so powerful that our boundaries are embodied in our vibration, in our field, in our aura. So people will start to behave differently with you. They'll start to speak to you differently. They'll start to treat you differently. And a lot of people will just drop off like flies, because as you start to raise your vibration, you start to change your hard drives and rewire your programs and your system and your computer. Everything just begins to look different, and words are just sprinkles on top. Like, you don't need the words because you're so embodied in your juicy, yummy, divine dessert that you are, where it speaks for itself. You don't have to say much. You say and you speak in your energy field. And this is deep embodiment. This is why Back to Your Nature is divine, embodied, and free, because it's so freeing when you don't have to say anything and you're just in that aligned highest program frequency. So if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know. I will post my website down below. You will see the Trauma Transformation Program. I highly recommend it. I will have an email. The email is on the website. Email me if you are interested in doing this deep work with me. I can do this work remotely and or in person. It will probably be more remote, but it's really deep. I have reviews on my website. I have significantly changed since doing the trauma transformation personally. It is the thing that has been the absolute fuel to my rocket to get to where I want to be. So it is an absolute must. And questions or comments coming from your heart space is definitely accepted and received. And I look forward to hearing from you guys, and expect to be seeing more of me. The Great Spirit and God is asking me to really step into my message and my purpose at this time. It's not even a question. It's just, now's the time for me to really step into this place, and I'm really, really excited. So have a great rest of your day. Continue living from your heart space. Remove any blocks. Trust that you are safe and being guided at all times and in all ways. And I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.